A strong, independent fiancé fell for a struggling assistant juggling multiple jobs. And she broke up with me, the rich kid. I thought it was just a phase of sympathy, so I paid the assistant to leave for good. Years later, my fiancée became the president of the company, and her first move was to ruin my family. She declared over my dead body, "If it hadn't been for you messing with things, Jason and I would be married with kids by now. You deserve this karma." It hit me then. The assistant looked just like her heartthrob who had died in a car accident. When I opened my eyes again, my fiancée publicly confessed her love for the assistant. She demanded I call off our engagement. I turned to the heiress. "Family alliance, are you in?" The new product launch was a success, thanks to Jason's support and care. "Jason, I like you." At the celebration party, my fiancée Monica was a bit tipsy. She gazed lovingly at the assistant, dressed in a cheap t-shirt with a tear mole near his left eye. When she said that, everyone was shocked. People either pretended they didn't hear or joked she was just drunk. Amidst the commotion, someone pushed Monica into my arms. "Sis-in-law, Alex is here. You'd better go sober up." Everyone grinned, but you could sense the awkwardness. People who knew Monica knew she was a workaholic, now a startup CEO. Discipline and ambition were in her blood. No way she'd let herself slip like this. Predictably, amidst the murmurs, Monica chuckled dismissively. She pulled away, swirling her wine glass, no longer pretending to be drunk. "I'm not joking, I love Jason. He's my true love. Alex, do you even get what a soulmate is? You, a rich kid with no real-world experience. This time, you can't stop me. This time." I stared at Monica, seeing her smirk. At that moment, I realized Monica was reborn too. While I hesitated, Jason stumbled off stage. "Alex, there's nothing between Monica and me. I'll quit tomorrow. You two shouldn't fight over me." Monica didn't expect Jason to back off. She grabbed his arm, intertwining her fingers with his. "Jason, your mom's in the hospital. If you quit, how will you pay for her treatment? You dropped out of college to help her. Don't abandon her now." "I understand you. I'll help you." Monica's mom died without money for treatment. So Jason's situation struck a nerve, on top of unrequited love for someone in her previous life. All these reasons led Monica, in this rebirth, to use the celebration party to push me into breaking off the engagement to make way for Jason. Seeing Monica so aggressive, the crowd gasped. Everyone knew I was whipped for Monica. As I kept silent, friends started advising me. "Alex, she's mad you missed her birthday. Just apologize?" Another even suggested, "Why not beg? A real man knows when to bend. Apologizing to your wife isn't shameful." When I met Monica, I was drawn to her determination. I even threatened to cut ties to get my family to accept her. Now that her company was taking off, she couldn't wait to dump me. Seeing my silence, Monica thought she had intimidated me. She lifted her chin, bossy. "Alex, here's the deal. Whether you apologize or beg, we're breaking up. If you don't agree, I agree." I cut her off before she finished. "Cancel the engagement. Right now." My voice was firm and decisive. Friends were stunned. Monica looked at me, shocked. She had planned to use this as a moment to confess to Jason, but now her rehearsed lines were useless. She shot me a displeased glance. "Alex, you've finally come around. Good. While I don't love you, we can still be friends. Once the company goes public, I'll marry Jason. Hope you can attend." "Company going public?" I chuckled. Last lifetime, with my money and connections, Monica's company managed to hit the market amidst competition. Without me now, facing vultures in the business world, Jason with nothing making it public. I glanced at Jason, visibly thrilled, hands trembling with joy. Noticing my gaze, Jason smirked, holding a winner's stance. "Alex, sorry for the night's events, but true love is priceless. Hope you understand." I had investigated Jason. He wasn't college dropout for a sick mom, but expelled for fighting over a girl. His so-called part-time jobs were actually him hitting on rich women at the gym. Looking at Jason's provocative stare, I waved dismissively. "You two peas in a pod. I'm not squabbling with animals." Jason paled. Monica rushed over, protecting her dear one. Alex, I know you're madly in love with me, but feelings are neither right nor wrong. Jason's innocent. I'm sorry the breakup hurts you, but I can't force myself to marry you against my heart. I burst into laughter, shocked by the absurdity. Monica, done with the act? If so, can you move aside? Then, I approached the girl in the beret lurking in the corner, snapping pictures that dropped all solo photos of me upon my arrival. I grinned and asked, Lily, feeling like marriage? The startled girl turned back, incredulous. Alex, are you crazy? I pulled out a ring. Family alliance, are you in? The room went silent. Lily's family was steeped in political legacy, while mine held wealth. Our alliance could shake the elite structure. Seeing my sincerity, Lily was excited. You sure you won't regret it? Lily and I grew up together. I always thought she saw me as a brother. It wasn't until my last life, when she collected my body and went after Monica for revenge, that I realized she really liked me. Thinking about this, I nodded firmly. But Monica couldn't sit still. She crossed her arms and sarcastically jumped in. Alex, just because we broke off the engagement, you're proposing to someone else with the ring you got for me? Is this your way of getting back at me? Jason also wanted to make his presence known. He pulled out a bracelet from somewhere. Monica, can I call you that? This is a family heirloom for the future daughter-in-law. Will you accept it? Monica, smiling sweetly and looking cozy in Jason's arms, said, As long as you give it to me, I love it. I ignored the show they were putting on. Instead, I handed the ring to Lily, size 12, with your name on the band and the prong setting you love. Do you like it? When Lily picked up the 10-carat ring, the dazzling light not only lit up the hotel but practically blinded the onlookers. The crowd went wild. Holy cow! She lost a billionaire's diamond ring over a $200 silver bangle, and she calls herself a strong woman? What a fool. Ha! She always said Alex couldn't live without her. What a joke. People around were buzzing with comments. Monica's face turned green with anger. I didn't even glance at her and walked away. Monica was so mad. She stamped her feet. She shouted at my back. Alex, do you think this act will make me change my mind? I'm telling you, I won't compromise for money. To provoke me, maybe Monica, who usually kept things low-key, started frequently posting on her social media the next day, tagging me each time. In her photos, she's either having a candlelight dinner on a cruise in Santorini with Jason or flying abroad for forums and lectures. Sometimes she's cooking steak in France for a man. Every photo had a caption. 3 meals and 4 seasons, home is where you are. During this time, I wasn't idle either. The last time Monica took control of my family so quickly was because I ran from my responsibilities. So this time, I told my parents I'd turn over a new leaf and take over the family business. When Monica didn't hear from me begging to reconcile a week later, and when all major clients heard of our fallout and threatened to cancel their contracts, Monica couldn't hold it any longer and bombarded me with a call. Alex, I was drunk the other day and said something I shouldn't have. I only wanted to test how much you loved me. Ha! So much for not compromising. It was always like this. As long as she admitted her mistake, I forgave her unconditionally. When I didn't immediately shoot her down, Monica thought she'd won me over. Over the phone, I heard her sigh, sounding confident. Alex, I knew you were devoted to me. You couldn't possibly love someone else. Those clients must be crazy, asking the company to return their deposits. Quick, send me $1 million. Don't worry, I said calling off the engagement was just in anger. I'll be on time for the engagement party. In this life, Monica is romancing her assistant while dangling love in front of me, hoping I'll eagerly invest in her. But my romantic feelings died at her hands long ago. Now, hearing Monica half-heartedly offer to marry me makes my skin crawl. Monica, if you need money, ask your boyfriend. Oh wait, he probably even asks you for underwear money. Monica was fuming. Over the phone, she resorted to cursing me. Alex, they've already said it was a misunderstanding. Why are you being so petty? Believe it or not, I won't attend the engagement party next month. Engagement party? I laughed in exasperation. Wishing you and Jason a long life together. Not going too hard on her was my greatest kindness. Did she think emotions could hold me hostage? Ridiculous. But Monica wouldn't let it go. Seeing I hung up, she sent dozens of explanatory texts. I blocked her immediately. She somehow managed and called me using a friend's phone. I hung up again. A minute later, an unknown number called. I frowned, picked it up, and put it on speaker. Alex, I bet you wouldn't want a scandal about your girlfriend's suicide just as you took over the company. Would you? It was Jason. My heart skipped. This sneaky guy was starting to bite. Seeing I was silent, this punk thought he had me in a corner. His voice was smug, speaking as if he was above me. Alex, Monica's so upset she's threatening to end her life. You two were in love once. Surely you don't want her young life to end, right? $1 million for a wife, this deal is a win-win for you and your family. Think about it. Didn't expect Monica to let Jason use her like this. How about this? Jason paused for a moment. I'll send you an account in a while. Just send $1 million over, and I'll make sure to calm Monica down. Afraid I'll hesitate, he didn't forget to scare me. Don't worry, once the money's in, I'll make sure Monica won't do anything drastic. Initially, I wasn't going to bother with Jason's matter, but this punk dared to threaten me. I was genuinely amused. Life's become so dull that even animals are advising humans. I gave my assistant a knowing look, and she understood. So, like playing with a monkey, I strung Jason along for a few more minutes until the phone's location was tracked, and the call was recorded. Then I lazily called out, "Police, here's someone trying to scam me. Beep, beep, beep." Hearing what I said, that jerk hung up in a hurry. 2 hours later, my office door was kicked open. Monica stormed in, yelling and screaming at me. Alex, why did you call the cops? Do you know Jason got taken in by the police because of you? You ruined his life. I looked up and glanced at her. What do you mean, ruined his life? Wasn't it you who gave him my number? Otherwise, how would he have dared to cross me? Monica was speechless. In my previous life, I gave Jason $1 million. Monica was so sure about it. For her, I'd give up $1 billion if I had to. Back in the day, I wouldn't let Monica lose even a single hair. But now, a woman who's changed her heart? And she thinks she deserves to be cherished by me? Seeing me so calm and collected, Monica shot me a fierce glance. Alex, you're such a selfish and stingy man. I'm done with you. I'm going to save Jason, and I'll have a wedding with him. Isn't your engagement party at the Crown? Don't you not care about me being the bride? Just you wait. She gave me one last scathing look, then strutted out in her high heels, holding her head high. A week later, I finally got what Monica meant by just you wait. Even though cash was tight, she used memories from a past life and bet everything on a stock that rose 7 times. Overnight, she turned things around. Her almost bankrupt startup became the talk of the town. They even hailed her as a stock market genius. Using this fame, she booked the top garden at the Crown and invited all the big shots from the capital. She made sure her engagement party was on the same day as mine just to embarrass me. Knowing I had 18 luxury cars for my engagement, she assembled people to gather 18 sports cars for hers. Upon hearing I had a custom wedding dress made by a foreign designer, she got herself a unique pink diamond from a northeastern mine. She thought she was getting Jason respect, not realizing the more she'd spend, the more people ridiculed Jason as a mooching pretty boy. Friends suggested maybe her rivalry with me was out of hidden feelings. Monica just scoffed. He's just an entitled rich kid who gave me crumbs when I was down. If not for the money, I wouldn't have been with him. Now, I want him to see how happy I am without him. When my girlfriend Lily showed me the video, I had just wrapped up an international meeting. I expected her to mock Monica as her blunt nature suggested she would. But instead, she had tears in her eyes and hugged me tightly. I know if she hadn't broken your heart, you wouldn't be with me. Don't worry. I promise I won't be bratty. I'll learn the family business, be gentle, and be someone who stands by your side. That's why, when this silly girl found out I was being challenged at work, she called them out using my name. And when she knew I'd return late from a business trip, she stayed up making late-night snacks for me. Now, Hearing Monica's remarks, she was worried but still cautiously afraid I might have second thoughts. I held her close, gently kissed her forehead and said, "Don't worry. No matter what happens at the engagement party, you'll always be my one and only bride." On the engagement day, because of the two families' union and Monica's stock genius reputation, a lot of journalists showed up. Monica and Jason were immediately surrounded when they got out of the car. Seeing me at the hotel entrance, Monica walked smugly. As reporters crowded around her, she glanced at me with satisfaction and firmly said, "Everyone, I take this opportunity to formally announce, Alex and I broke up a while ago. As a new age woman, I can't marry into a loveless marriage just for money. As for Alex accepting a family-arranged marriage because he couldn't handle the setback, I'm sorry. While things between Monica and me weren't public knowledge, the circles knew. Her comments were clearly to embarrass me." Then Jason stepped forward, gazing at Monica in her white wedding dress, showing a heart-wrenching defiance against money-driven unions. "Monica, it's all my fault. Love is blameless." I almost laughed out loud. "Are you both serious? If you're done, can you and those useless cars make way?" Jason fumed. "These are Maseratis, not junk." As soon as he said that, the crowd burst into laughter. Then, the sound of whirring filled the sky as several helicopters hovered above. The hotel sent out over 100 security staff, running to clear the crowd urgently. Monica and Jason were dumbstruck. They were shocked, jaw-dropped, looking like they'd been struck by lightning. This many helicopters for a wedding in a place like Kyoto required not just money, but special flying privileges too. Reporters hurriedly took photos while retreating, and onlookers snapped videos while stepping back. Monica and her 18 cars were herded by security into the underground garage like baby chicks. One by one, the 10 helicopters landed. Offloaded were bags of gold, stacks of cash, and numerous property deeds and car keys. People went wild. Using helicopters to deliver a dowry was unheard of. Bags of gold and cash showed an unprecedented sincerity. Just then, security lined up as flowers and music started playing. When my fiancée Lily, in a wedding dress worth over $1 million, wearing British Royal Auction sapphires, descended from the helicopter, the crowd erupted in cheers. "Oh my gosh! The dress is encrusted with diamonds. It shines like a galaxy. The gems around her neck are stunning too." Turns out the mysterious buyer was Alex. In everyone's envious eyes, Lily looked like a goddess, making her way to me. Monica's eyes were filled with envy. Even though in a past life I'd have given anything for her, I'd never spent half my wealth on an engagement before. But taking a deep breath, she feigned indifference. "A bunch of mercenaries. How can they understand true love? Sure, we're mercenaries, we love money. But if you're preaching sincerity, why pay reporters to surround your wedding as soon as the engagement party begins?" At our engagement, with reporters not moving an inch, Monica then had the host crank the sound system to the max. I expected Monica to make a scene, but not one this ridiculous. Friends wanted to confront them, yet Jason claimed we were envious of their good sound system and dared us to try anything with reporters present. I was totally shocked by these two's shamelessness. Honestly, if being shameless was a competition, they would be undefeated. Right then, boom. Not sure if the heavens couldn't take it either, but a few minutes later, the sky let loose a downpour. I looked up to see Monica with smeared makeup, looking like a ghost, and Jason, head down, reluctantly running in from the rooftop. They were supposed to be the stars of their engagement party too. But next to Lily and me, they seemed especially pathetic. The guests at the banquet burst into laughter without holding back. Lily glanced at the people who had previously praised her as a stock market genius, now fuming. "You promised to come to my engagement party, and now you turn against me? Don't expect any stock tips from me in the future." The rich kids found it all a gigantic joke. "Money? In our circle, that's just like buying a new car. Don't tell me you thought your little stash could really control us with all the connections and resources we have, right? You dumped Alex for that loser? With your poor judgment, they call you a stock goddess, and you actually believe it? Exactly, some people just love those freeloaders. I heard that kid only has a high school diploma, Like seriously, what a joke. Jason's face turned beet red, wishing he could disappear. Monica kept her head down too, looking grim. When she was with me, Monica was always the center of attention, all Monica this, Monica that. Especially since she had once been a CEO, reaching the peak where no one dared to mess with her. Now, these second-generation rich brats were tearing away her facade. Monica was both ashamed and angry. Her fists were clenched tight, her whole body shaking with rage. I thought, given Monica's personality, she'd leave after this drama. But nope. She cornered me at the hotel bathroom door. Alex, I'm getting engaged to another man. Why didn't you try to stop me? When I stepped out, she blocked my path, reeking of alcohol, a broken aura about her that made one want to comfort her. Too bad I was no longer the Alex I used to be. I pretended not to see her, sidestepping her. But Monica called after me again. Alex, do you really not love me anymore? I found it amusing. Today, we both got engaged to different people and she still caused this scene. Alex, I know I was wrong. When I saw how you looked at Lily today, I knew I'd lost. But I did all of this only because I care about you. I wanted you to be jealous, to go crazy over me. But now, why don't you even look at me? She looked so aggrieved, her voice almost choking with sobs. In both past and present, it was the first time I'd seen Monica lose her composure like this. But I found it laughable. Once upon a time, I loved her with no return. Now I let go, and she claims she loves me? I stared at her calmly. Monica, don't you like Jason? You're the one who asked to break up, the one who said I didn't understand love. Now I've let go, given you your freedom, and you act like the victim? There's something seriously wrong with you. Monica became more and more upset. She grabbed my arm, begging. Alex, it was a moment of impulse, an obsession. But why is it when I used to push you away, you'd beg to reconcile, yet now you won't turn back? Why? Her eyes were full of tears. I couldn't tell if it was sorrow over losing her toy or regret over her inability to cherish my love. I shrugged off her touch, just like how she once dismissed me at the celebration party. I scoffed, Monica, we're done here. I have someone I like now. Don't get in my way anymore. With that, I walked away. But Monica wasn't giving up. She rushed up from behind, grabbing my waist. Alex, I can't believe you'd be this heartless. We've been together for 7 years. Your love and obsession for me were in your bones. Tell me, why do you hate me now? Did you find out something? My body tensed instinctively. Monica quickly let go, rushing to face me. Alex, you dreamt it too, didn't you? That's why you hate me, why you're choosing Lily without looking back. But did you ever consider it might just be a dream? It might not be real. She stood there in a thin shirt, trembling with emotion and cold. I didn't answer immediately. Rebirth is a baffling concept. The alcohol in my system gave me a momentary numbness. Monica watched me miserably, stubbornly awaiting my answer. I found it ironic. Once, I was like a lovesick puppy chasing her, but she couldn't care less. Now that I let go, she suddenly remembers my worth. But back when she flaunted her love with Jason and publicly forced me to break off the engagement, even collaborating with him to extort 100 million, did she forget that I was human too, capable of pain from betrayal? Monica, real or not, you chose Jason for Real. You don't deserve my forgiveness. Monica looked hurt. She froze for a moment, biting her lip, still trying to salvage things. Alex, aren't you curious why I orchestrated the crash? Hurting you and your parents? I was stunned, glaring at Monica. She saw she'd caught my interest. Monica defiantly continued. That's because Jason told me that 15 years ago, it was your family's car that killed my neighbor's brother. I was impulsive and took the wrong path. I regretted it afterward. So, it was all because of Jason. It was his scheme. In the previous life, knowing Jason was the son of my family's driver, I sympathized with how he and his mom had it tough. I gave him $1 million to keep him away from Monica. I never imagined my kindness would fuel Jason's greed, leading him to repay it with treachery. I looked at Monica, suddenly angry. Jason's dad was drunk driving. Our family paid for everything and even covered hospital bills. Weren't we victims too? Plus, why did Jason only tell you when you were in charge of the company? Why didn't he dare face me, just playing tricks behind my back? Did you never have doubts? 5. Monica was in disbelief. Her eyes filled with tears, like she hadn't ever considered this. They say you can't wake someone pretending to be asleep. At this point, I didn't want to say any more to Monica. We've been together for 7 years, and not only has she been stuck on her deceased lover, but she sentenced the 3 of us to death over a few words from Jason. Monica, if you could have trusted me even a little, if you hadn't been so stubborn, we wouldn't be here now. I've got a fiancé now, so please, just leave me alone. Monica's tears fell like pearls, rolling down her pale cheeks. Alex, you can't be so heartless. I love you. She was always a strong woman. In both this life and the last, tears never belonged to her. And now, because of me, she cried more than in our entire 7 years together. Alex, there's been a misunderstanding. Maybe rebirth is a second chance given by the heavens, a way to make it up to you. Can't we start over? I waved my hand impatiently. Misunderstanding, really? Monica, every time you were drunk, you called out his name. I know I can't compete with a dead man, but after 7 years together, I didn't think I'd only ever be a stand-in. How can you repay kindness with resentment? I got another shot at life to cherish those who are present, and you don't deserve that. Each sentence drained more color from Monica's face. By the time I finished speaking, she just crumbled to the ground. I'm sorry, Alex. I grew up poor. The boy next door was the first warmth I'd known, and I thought it was love. But seeing you with another woman today, I realized it was gratitude for him. It's you I've loved. I let out a cold laugh. Who you love or are grateful to has nothing to do with me. Do as you please. With that, I left, ignoring her pitiful pleas. Just a few steps away, my fiancée Lily appeared from around the corner. Sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but when you mentioned being reborn, I got curious why you suddenly wanted to marry me. I just intertwined my fingers with hers. Silly girl. Call me husband from now on. As Lily and I walked away together, Monica cried even harder sitting there. Unfortunately, none of it mattered to me anymore. The next day, I heard Monica broke up with Jason. Sadly, he demanded $1 million to compensate for his wasted youth. Monica slapped him with the bill. Jason, in a fury, threatened to expose her secrets and disgrace her in business circles. But with no romantic attachment left, Monica wasn't so easy. She made it clear if he leaked a photo, she'd ensure he spent his life in jail sewing. When Jason's attempts failed, his mother turned up at Monica's company with a straw mat, airing grievances about Monica being an ungrateful and disruptive daughter-in-law. With gossip surrounding their fallout, bloggers pounced for their chance at trending topics. Jason's mother cried out downstairs, while he cashed in with live streams. But Monica called the cops, presenting 2 documents. One proving a loan to his mom for medical expenses, stating they'd collect from her son if not paid within a month, and another showing his debts from mingling with escorts. She declared her financial independence and made her lack of marriage ties clear, saying anyone reaching for her finances would be on their own. Jason had freeloaded off Monica for ages. Now his debts were piling up, dragging him and his mom into never-ending turmoil. Having tasted luxury, Jason wasn't ready to return to hardship, so he dialed my number 2 weeks later. Alex, your ex-girlfriend is with me. If you don't want her to get hurt, wire me the money. Pulling the same old trick. I laughed at Jason's lack of wit. Surely Monica wouldn't forget a backup plan after so many years in the game. Indeed, as Jason spoke, I heard police shouting in the background. Freeze! Hands up! Followed by his futile resistance and cries of pain. Just as I went to hang up, Monica's voice came through. Alex, when Jason called, did you even worry for a second? No wonder I took the call. Monica hadn't given up. I glanced out the window. Why didn't you wait for my answer before letting the police in? Monica paused, her voice trembling. I was scared, wanting to know and afraid to find out. I truly regret it now. I spoke firmly. I've moved on, Monica. Not seeking revenge is my greatest concession. From now on, don't contact me. With that, I ended the call. Then, A news report broke a kidnapping case involving a high-profile businesswoman, found sobbing at the crime scene. The reporter suggested tears of joy for her survival, but they noted she fainted from emotional exhaustion, hinting at possible depression. In the years following, at every business gala, a pair of eyes silently watched me. I acted oblivious. No one mentioned it. Until 20 years later, when those eyes disappeared for good. My wife handed me the news. She took her own life, leaving everything to charity. I let out a sigh. Monica, I forgive you,